Atop the ice wall they stand, vigilant guardians against the free folk and other unnatural creations. They are the Night's Watch, and today we review A Song of Ice and Fire, Night Watch Heroes 2. So to say this is a long-anticipated set is a bit of an understatement. It's been on the pre-order list for almost 2 years. And a lot of people were really wanting to know what was in the set, how it was going to look, and what we were going to have at the end product. So right away, let me get rid of the boo-hiss moment of this set. Craster. Craster, I understand why they put him in this set, because people who played exclusively Night Watch wanted Craster, and Craster's Free Folk mini could be played with Night Watch, but you had to buy the Free Folk starter set. And a lot of people got mad. This drove Craster's price into the roof. Yeah, I can see where Simon was coming from with this one. But at the same time, they put it in this set, and I'm just sitting here going, man, I got this guy. And this is trying to ignore the fact this is like maybe my third least favorite character in the entire Song of Ice and Fire books. I mean, honestly, at this point, I think I'm going to take my poorly painted Free Folk Craster here and just play the Night Watch card if I ever feel like playing him with the Night Watch. I mean, because literally once he's painted, nobody will know till they turn the mini over. Still, I will admit, I get it. I get why Simon did this, because they wanted to avoid all the controversy that was around Craster in the Free Folk starter set, etc., etc., etc. But for me, this ends up being a downer. Now, on the mini itself, I will give him 4 stars. He perfectly represents that fat, lazy bastard that he is. Okay, next I'm going to go on to Benjen Stark, who I thought was a big omission from the Night Watch Heroes 1 set. Benjen is, of course, the brother of Ned. He's the uncle to Jon Snow. He's a pretty important character. I guess I understand why they held off on him, but I was kind of concerned that we would never see a Benjen Stark, so now we have Benjen Stark, and I'm kind of glad to see him. Oddly enough, he's the only commander in this set, which is weird because usually we at least get 2, sometimes 3 commanders in a hero set, but this time we only have Benjen. While that's a little bit refreshing, it also makes you kind of go, why buy the hero set? Because usually you do it to get more commander options. Still, I think Benjen is enough of a commander in this set to warrant it. Now, as far as Benjen goes, I'm going to give him 5 stars. He's a great representation of Benjen, and game-wise, he's pretty solid. He's not Jon Snow or Jer Mormont, but he's a good commander, and I'm sure I'll use him once or twice. So next, we'll get to the main reason I wanted this set in the first place. Samwell Tarly. Now, I have a lot of characters I really love in Song of Ice and Fire, and it's ever-changing who is my favorite. Samwell Tarly, if I was ever pressed, I might say is my favorite character. He's a lot stronger than a lot of people give him credit. He's the only character who has killed one of the others, aka the White Walkers for you who love the TV show. to me, Sam is one of those guys who is really, really smart and lacks the confidence to really express that sometimes. And his time on Night Watch has forced him to really start expressing that, and it's beginning to show, and in a good way. But honestly, the way I discovered A Song of Ice and Fire, the miniatures game, is looking for a miniature to be Sam. Because I was running a campaign in the Song of Ice and Fire universe, and I needed somebody to be Sam. And I ran into the preview of this set almost 2 years ago, and saw that miniature, and I said, that's him. Well, finally 2 years later, I've got him. So with Sam comes Gilly. Gilly is a tough character. She is basically the damsel in distress that Sam rescues from Craster. If you've read the story, you know there's a lot more going on here, but we'll just leave it at that. Anyway, Gilly, I'm a little confused on what she does in the game. So Gilly sits back. She doesn't do anything until she's activated, whenever that is in the game. And she gets Sam's influence, which never really gets defined. I'm hoping there's an etc. soon or something, or maybe it's been put out and I haven't read it yet. That explains what Sam's influence is, so that, you know, I can know how to play this character. Mini-wise, she's a good representation. She's with Baby, who, if you watch the show, becomes Sam Jr. later. But for now, the Baby is just Baby. And so she's a good mini for that. You could use her as a simple village folk person or something if you wanted to use her in another way. But, you know, a good mini all the while. I'll give her 4 stars. She suits the role. So then we move on to, well, the surprise to me in this is Coldhands. Now, I don't mean a surprise in that, you know, I wasn't expecting it. I mean a surprise in more like I was surprised he was part of the Night's Watch. Because we don't have a clear view of what Coldhands is right now. We think he's part of the Night Watch, but he might not be. Remember, he could not walk under the wall. And the wall holds back magical creatures. Dragons, the others, whites. So, you know, there has been a lot of questions about Coldhands and what exactly he is. We get 2 minis for Coldhands in this, the unmounted. Easy 4.5 stars. He's a fascinating character. I want to know more about him. I can't wait for When's the Winter to find out more about him. In the television show, he just turns out to be Benjen Stark, and who's not even dead. And this is the one thing George R.R. Martin has confirmed, is that Coldhands is not Benjen Stark under any circumstances. So even cooler, we also get Coldhands riding his caribou. Or elk, or whatever. I'm pretty sure that's a caribou, though. It looks like a caribou to me. It doesn't quite look like an elk. But it's a really cool mini. The only flaw I see with it is, you know, the reins, they kind of have that one-piece look instead of being actual reins. So that kind of, you know, makes the mini look a little cheap. I still will give it 4.5 stars. It's a cool mini. The powers of both mounted and unmounted Coldhands is really nice. Those are going to be fun to play in the game. All in all, this set, it's an interesting set. It's a different set. I'll give it 4.5 stars. A little bit, I'll take a little bit off for Craster just because I feel like that's treading old ground. And I really wish they'd given him a new sculpt. I mean, there's not much you can do with a fat bastard like Craster. So that'll be it from Infinite Realms today. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And don't forget to like and subscribe.